Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. So, I've been thinking I wanted to get on and talk a little bit about health, wellness, and kind of like not attracting diseases, ill health, sickness, stuff like that. You'll hear a lot of videos on YouTube, especially, I guess, and there are people that are talking about how to attract money, right? And that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. The law of attraction talks about how to, manifest money. A lot of people want to have a little bit more money to live their lives and maybe buy a house or get a better property or car or something for their kids or whatever. And I think that's a great idea. My interest is around health and wellness. My interest is around not getting a disease. By that I mean like a long-term terminal illness. I think people are going to get, not all the time, but I think people can get colds and flus and just whatnot germs that are floating around, and we don't really pay attention to it. We go to the gym, we go to the grocery store or whatever. We come in contact with people that, have the flu or something. And that's kind of normal stuff that goes on. But I'm more interested in how not to get a long-term terminal illness disease. Does that make sense? And so that's the direction of this little podcast this morning. I think American medicine, Western medicine, Newtonian medicine is good for trauma. Broken bones, simple stuff that you go to the emergency room, maybe an orthopedist or something like that. And they're very good at fixing that stuff, I think. Leastwise, everything that I read, it seems like they're pretty proficient at that. But I'm not so sure that Western medicine is very good at treating long-term terminal illnesses. Cancers would be one. Cardiovascular disease would be another. Things of that nature. Now, there's other parts of the world, and again, this is science. Go do your research on the internet and find out for yourself. They're very good at terminal illnesses. An example would be tumors, cancerous tumors. And through the quantum model, mechanics, physics, medicine, which has to do with, neurons and brain coherence in conjunction with your body, you're able to alter the biology and chemistry of your body without invasive procedures, surgeries, and without pharmaceuticals, drugs. And you can actually watch some videos of practitioners, that's what they call their doctors, for instance, over in Asia. And you can watch them remove tumors in a matter of minutes. Ultrasound imaging. A nurse may handle that part so that everybody can see what's happening, positive or negative. And in most cases, you can actually watch the size of the tumor reduce down to nothing and just totally go away, disappear. No more tumor. There was no invasive procedures or surgeries, and there were no drugs or other treatment given. But through thought, they were able to alter the chemistry and biology of that disease and change it to where it was eliminated. And the person doesn't get the cancer again. You know, they track these people. They track them. Now, I'm sure they don't track every single person, that ones even they don't know. They can't do that. But for the most part, the ones that they track, the cancer, for instance, or the tumor, doesn't return. It's gone. They're cancer-free. And they do that, an example, I'm just trying to give you examples. They do that in different locations in your body. It doesn't matter. It's different locations of your body that may have a tumor, and their success rate is extremely high. In the U.S., I'm not even sure there is a success rate. I mean, all kidding aside, it's pretty low. And people die. They die not only of the terminal illness, disease, but they die from the treatment, and they die from the pharmaceuticals. And that's all science and facts that you can go fact check on the internet. You'll find that the percentages are extremely high in America of people losing their lives. Whereas, where you're using the quantum model of medicine, it's staggering high success. So you ask, how does that happen? Well, there's quite a few people around that are extremely knowledgeable, proficient, and experts in this field of neuroscience and the treatment of disease. And how it sort of works, one of them, I guess I should mention that, excuse me. There's actually several, but Dr. Joe Dispenza has the ability to present information in a fashion and manner that is easy to understand through science, and he explains on how to connect the dots. You might want to reference to his books. He's got 3 or 4 very, very good books that you would want to start with. And he uses meditation. And in the books, there's some of the meditations that he encourages people to do. And then he has audio tapes as well with meditations. What happens in neuroscience, right, as opposed to Western medicine, is that your thoughts create or upregulate or attract the diseased genes into your body, right? You kind of need to be on this page in the first place before any progress or healing is going to happen. Most people don't have a problem with saying, yeah, I probably attract my sickness, ill health, disease, what have you. And then the question that follows, of course, is always, well, if you attracted it, can you also get rid of it? People stutter at that point because they're not real sure or clear how that would work. And there is a formula that various people have, some in particular, that talks about if you follow these steps, there's a greater likelihood that you'll be able to change your chemistry, biology, and genes and be able to down-regulate the diseased genes out of your body. The old adage went something like, if I think positively, I'll be fine. And I can change things in my life through positive thinking. And of course that's true. The law of attraction kind of talks exclusively in that manner, that like kind attracts like kind. So if you're a negative person in your personality, in your program, then you're probably going to start attracting unhealthy, negative, possibly diseased genes into your body. And that's what you're going to end up with. The guys that talk about the money stuff and how to attract money, they base it off of the law of attraction premise that if you're a negative person, and this goes for health as well, I guess, by all means, but if you're a negative person, depressed, despondent, angry, hostile, bitter, just all of the negative emotions. If that's how you walk around every day, you're probably going to view life as a struggle. And if you understand serendipities, synchronicities, things of that nature, you're not going to be attracting the positive ones. And your life is going to continue to be a struggle, viewed as a struggle. And just it will continue or accentuate the negative moods, feelings, emotions that you already have. So, if you're looking to be healthy, the theory goes, the research goes, that you need to have heightened emotions. The heightened emotions are all the positive ones. Gratitude, thankfulness, love, compassion, things of that nature. So if you're going about your day, you get up in the morning and you're not feeling very positive or happy or excited to be on the planet or looking forward to the future, whatever you have planned. If you're not having that kind of emotion when you wake up, you're depressed, you're despondent, you're sad, you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to go to work, you don't want to even leave the house kind of idea. Those are indicators that you're up-regulating unhealthiness, sickness, disease, a lack of success, probably a lack of money, more struggle. Those are clear indicators that life is probably not all that good for you. And that was brought on by thought alone. Right? So when you're a little kid, as you all know, we've gone through this a lot. You know, you're given a program by the adults in your family, hopefully, I guess, out of your family, and other adults around you on how life is going to be. What's the guy say on the internet I was listening to yesterday? Is life for you, or is life doing something to you? Is the universe trying to help you, or is the universe trying to do something to you? You know, when you're laying there in bed as you're just starting to wake up, and the serotonin hopefully is kicking in. It should have been kicked in before you actually woke up. You know, that's a happy hormone that you attract into your chemistry, biology in the early morning hours. Most everybody should have that. If you're negative, like we were talking about, and you're not feeling real positive as you're starting to wake up, you clearly don't have enough serotonin going on, and you're attracting all the things that would block it from coming through. Therefore, you're blocking all the positive things that can be happening to you in your life, from money to health. It's not difficult to understand. And you ask yourself, why don't people do more of these steps and work the formula that keeps you in a positive state of mind, possibly attracting money and good health and that sort of thing. And for the most part, people, I think, don't believe it. I run into people every day. I've been doing this for 50 years. In clinical psychology, just listening to people day after day, year after year. And people believe, how would I put it, that they live in a three-dimensional world, a Newtonian world, and it's all cause and effect. It's matter changing matter. They believe they're matter. They don't understand energy. and that the whole world is energy, and that they're energy, and that's all they know. That's all they want to know. They don't want to know more. Not good. They get addicted to the emotions that they have. When they're waking up in the morning, the first thing they go to is trying to locate those emotions, negative emotions, that they had when they went to bed yesterday, and the day before, and the week before, and the month before, and the year before. They don't want to give those up, because it's what they understand. You know, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, right? Well, they're not ever going to get there to find out, because that's too scary. That's way too scary for them. You want me to give up these emotions that I've had for the last 15 years? This is my personality. This is who I am. This is my program. This is how I live. This is what I know. This is what I trust. I know what's going to happen with these emotions, which are all negative. I'm not attracting money. I'm living in a life of lack. What does research say? 80% of your day is spent dealing with stress. What do you think your emotions are going to be if 80% of your day, day after day after day, is all stress? And when somebody comes up with a formula to counteract all that and to get well and healthy, possibly by saying and explaining and walking you through the process of meditation and how to manifest different things into your life, you run the other way as fast as you can. Because that doesn't make sense to you. Your brain, your neurons, your neuron clusters don't compute that, because you won't get close to it. It's a foreign object. So, getting well, or staying well and healthy and disease-free, requires your brain. Requires your brain and your body to work together in coherence. And in order for that step to happen, you have to have the heightened emotions, gratitude and love. If you don't experience or feel gratitude, love, thankfulness, compassion in your day, you will, this is science now, you will get sick. You will have ill health. You will attract disease genes that may be terminal illness. You will probably not attract money to pay the bills. You'll always be chasing that. It'll be right in front of you, and you can never catch it or touch it or reach it. Now think about this. Follow me for a minute. Just follow me for a minute on this. Think of the people, and I'm not going to categorize anything, but think of the people who don't have an apartment or a room. A lot of people enjoy just renting a room long term. What do they call those things? Efficiency apartments or something? Think of the people who don't have that. Think of the people who don't have a house. Not that everybody has to have a house, but think of the people who are not housed in a good environment. We all know those people. And if you don't know them, just go drive around your town. Just go drive around your town and look at all the people that are sleeping on the sidewalk, under trees, under viaducts, behind buildings. Look at the tattered clothes that they're wearing. They may appear cold, they may appear hot, they may not have enough water. Think of those people. Think of the people who have a family. They're in a house, they have a car, they have a garage, they have a yard, they cut grass, but there's not enough money to feed the kids all the time, let alone the dog. Think of that. You know those people? They might live right next door to you, for all I know. And think of the people that are sickly. They're always catching a cold. They're the ones who get the flu in the wintertime. They're the ones who struggle physically and emotionally. They're not happy. They're sad. They're angry. They're bitter. They're resentful. They're hostile, maybe. They may be violent. Or they may be able to be pushed to being violent with very little. How are they going to become financially secure? Pay the rent, buy the food, buy the gas. How are they going to be able to just be financially secure with that personality, with that program, with that lifestyle, viewing the universe is doing things to them to hurt them? What if you walked around with that attitude? The universe, or God, if you will, doesn't like me and is causing all this to happen. Now think about the people that seem fairly happy and healthy, and their emotions are stable. Boy, talk about a word to take away from today's little podcast, stable. Think about your emotions being stable. It doesn't mean that you have to jump up and down with joy all the time and be overly elated. I found out that if you come across that way, people think you're mentally ill. I ran across that. Honest to God, this is a sidebar now. I ran across a doctor who ran across a patient who was overly confident positive, healthy, happy, insightful, educated, not overly prosperous or financially abundant, but comfortable. And the doctor put down, this is an internist, mind you, who has no knowledge of psychiatry, but tried to identify that patient as mentally ill. Now, is that doctor positive or negative? Is he bringing lack or abundance into his life? Is he bringing health or disease into his life? It doesn't matter who you are on the planet. It does matter how you interpret your reality. Your perceptions are your reality. This doctor's perception somehow got distorted to health emotionally is a sickness. It's a huge field. It's an industry. There's people all over the internet trying to give you bits and pieces of how to stay healthy and well. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. So think about it. There's a lot of good information in this podcast today. Go back and listen to it again. Share it with anybody that you think it could benefit. Share it. You can listen to my podcasts on all the various ways that you listen to podcasts. I'm everywhere. And they're there for a reason, so that you can access them and share them. Subscribe. I'm on Spreaker. And just go to Spreaker.com and subscribe. And of course, as they say, if you hit the little bell notification, every time. And I don't know. I go through spurts where I do them every day for a while, and then sometimes I back off and go do YouTube for a while. But subscribe as much as you can. Share them as much as you can. It's good information. Think about and meditate on what your day looks like with you in it. And that can determine your health. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.